Because this in particular is a little bit different, where we have members of organizations, business owners, as well as corporate go-getters, I did kind of a mix from my typical marketing workshop. I typically do a marketing and branding. Today was mainly focused on marketing, okay? And I didn't want to give any handouts today in particular, and the reason for that is because you're getting a whole bunch of stuff, as it is. But what I think is the most valuable to y'all is what you actually write down. So in my opinion, if you find stuff that's of value, write it down, please. Some of the stuff you might say, everybody knows that, but you'll be surprised at how many people don't take certain things into consideration, whether they're a corporate go-getter or whether they're an entrepreneur. So we're going to go through about 15 things first, and then we're going to get into the marketing side. Now, these 15 will change your life. And this is coming from, I know I look like I'm 22, but these are things that if people would have told me 10, 15 years ago, it really would have changed not just my personal life, but also my business life. So number one, if you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. Remember that. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. Imagine you're at work. Someone pisses you off. Imagine you have product in a store and they move the display around and you start tripping out on the clerk or the manager of the store. Hey, we don't need you here anymore. We're doing you a favor by having your product in here. So if you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. Number two, don't take rejection personal, get over it. Don't take rejection personal, get over it. People have their own agenda going on as to why they didn't email you back, why they didn't respond to your text, why they didn't go through with this. It doesn't matter. If you're chasing somebody around, hoping to try to get them to say yes, but they're not feeling it anymore, just let it go. If you think you got the best product in the world, like everybody does, it's FYI, everybody thinks they're the greatest in the world, they have the best product in the world. Some people don't see the value in what you got, or maybe it's just not for them. Number three, you're not marketing your product or your service, you're marketing the perception of it. You're not marketing your product or your service, you're marketing the perception of it. Okay? Especially those of y'all that deal with insurance. You're marketing the perception of, we're going to take care of it if something happens. You're not marketing the policy and the deductible, and this, that. Don't worry about that. It's the perception that you're trying to sell. And we're going to deep dive on the marketing side. We're going to deep dive into certain things. These are just overviews. But very critical that you put it down. Number four, sell the solution, not the product. Sell the solution, not the product. If right now your mouth is dry, you're thirsty, you want something to drink, nobody cares if it's Fiji water or Hill Country Fair water. They just want water. Okay, that's the solution. You can spin your wheels trying to sell all the other stuff, but remember, what's the ultimate solution that you're trying to actually sell? Number five, these are all very important. And they're in no particular order, by the way, obviously. Number five, money follows attention. Money follows attention, so you need attention, especially in 2019. All these businesses, all these private clients that I have, and check all that out on the website, they say, well, I'm not good in front of the camera. That's fine. Put somebody else in front of the camera then. Well, we just want to keep it low key. Well, that's cool when someone else is getting more attention on Facebook and their restaurant is the perception that everyone's going there. Your family-owned 40-year-old restaurant is going to go downhill. Nobody cares if you've been in business for 40 years. If I just moved to Austin or San Marcos, I don't care how long Mamacitas has been there. I'm curious about what popped up on my Instagram, what popped up on my Facebook, and are they giving me incentive to actually go to there? The next one, especially in business and corporate also, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. You don't get what you deserve, You get what you negotiate. Imagine how many of y'all have had a regular job maybe. Let's say you're making $60,000 a year. You've been there for 10 years. Somebody comes in after you, and they're making $58,000 with no experience. And you're sitting there llorando. That's no fair. They're making, I only make X amount more. Hey, who cares? They negotiated that. You didn't. That's why negotiation is very powerful, whether you're in the corporate world or you're in the business world. Okay? Keep that in mind. The next one, especially here at TAMACC, and something I've learned with some of the chambers I'm dealing with in Austin, and I got it, by the way, Heat Tank is a marketing, branding, and strategy show that I got running in Austin now. It's running through September 8th. I got it on YouTube as well. Every week a new one's coming out. Driven is a fancier one. That's coming out beginning of October, just FYI. So, especially because we're at TAMACC, access is more valuable than money. Access is more valuable than money. In 3 days, I'll be in Monterrey. Just FYI, Monterrey, you got the feria, you can get access. But if you don't have the feria, guess what? You need the access, but if you can get an open door, get in the door. And you might be broke, it's a joke, and it does not matter. As long as you can impress the person to get you to the next person. That's all it is. That's all that matters. Number 9, eliminate the non-important and focus on what's important. And what I mean by that, Netflix for 3 hours watching Netflix. I say, well, my business isn't. Yes, sir.
What was number 8?
Number 8, access is more valuable than money.
What was 7?
Number 7 was you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. 7 was
access. You went out of order.
okay. Throw this one in there to the next one. Marketing is a battle of perceptions. Put that one as 8, we'll call it. Marketing is a battle of perceptions. Dick's Sporting Goods and Academy, they're fighting over the $39.99 Nike Air Max 2s or whatever. Nike, at scale, they're worried more about selling you the perception that if you buy these shoes, if you buy this, you can do this, you can run like this, you can jump like this. Because they understand they're selling a perception. Like we talked about earlier, insurance people, you're selling people the perception of we're going to take care of you when your car gets broken into. We're going to take care of your house if your house gets flooded. And if they win you over on that, they got you as a customer. The next one, eliminate the non-important factors and focus. Going back to it, if you spend 2-3 hours get Netflix binge and this and that, and then you do that 3, 4, 5 days a week, this is a little bit older crowd, so I doubt y'all are playing Fortnite. But y'all might be watching Texicanas. You might be watching 90 Day Fiancé. You might be watching, what's the other one? Housewives of whatever. When you start realizing how much time you're spending with all these TV shows, okay? Netflix, TV, it doesn't matter. You start realizing real quick, wait a second, no wonder my business isn't going where I want. Or maybe no wonder I'm not going to certain presentations or workshops to move up the corporate ladder. Because you're wasting all your time on nonsense, honestly. Look at your kids. You yell at your kids all day long, get off the games, get off the TV, and then you're over there rubbing the belly, eating some ice cream, watching the Kardashians. But it's true though. My clients tell me this. I go, well, there's the number one distraction. The next one, when your influence goes up, so does your value. When your influence goes up, so does your value. If you are influential on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, guess how much your value has gone up? And we're going to talk about that stuff in the marketing section. The next one, seek the opportunity out of everything. Seek the opportunity out of everything. Good example, whether you like him or you don't like him, to me it doesn't matter. Our current administration, something negative comes out, he finds 3 things positive. He pushes that to the side, boom, boom, boom. So what's he trying to do? The perception that these people were wrong, he's right, and he feeds certain positivities to his people. So that's a good example of seek the positive out of everything. The opportunity too. The next one, especially for the business owners, and you know this, and if you nod your head, you totally feel it. 80% of the people you deal with are just going to talk and talk and talk. Oh yeah, let's do this, que vamos a hacer esto, que da, que da, que da. And once again, going back to, they don't return the emails, they don't respond to the text, you can't get a hold of them on the phone. Stop chasing those people and put more time and effort into the people that are actually serious. I have direct messages on Instagram, on emails, of very prominent people in Austin, Texas. Oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I try to follow up and nothing. And it's okay, because at least I have the attempt where I tried 1 or 2 times to contact. I'm not going to chase somebody 5 times. If they're not interested anymore, let it go. Okay? People are going to sideline you, curve you, however you want to call it. The next one, get no answers early and shoot for that's right. Get no, when you're negotiating, get no answers early and shoot for that's right. Too many salespeople, because by the way, y'all are a salesman and woman, whether you know it or not, whether it's personal brand at work or as an entrepreneur, okay? This is the problem that a lot of salespeople do. They try to go for yes, 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 yes. If I stand outside of TAMACC right now, right here at the front door, and I ask people, hey, do you like TAMACC? What do you think is going to be the answer? Yes. Do you think it's going to come immediately? You'll be surprised. Because I've done this at Sprouts to test it. I stood outside of Sprouts and I asked people, do you like shopping at Sprouts? This is what they do. Why? They think it's a trick question. It's a word of entrapment. And guess what happens when people feel like they're trapped or they're committed too early? They back out. And then what do you do as a real estate agent? You're calling and calling and calling and calling, and then you drive them so freaking crazy that they just totally cut you off and they don't respond. So you shoot for that's right. And I picked this up years ago, by the way. You want people to say that's right when you're negotiating. Not you're right. Get them to say that's right. Because that means everything you talked about, they're agreeing with it because they processed it in their head and now they agree. That's right, that's right. The next one, there's a 4-step sales process. We only got 2, this one and the next one, then we're done. We go to the marketing side. There's a 4-step sales process. And because, once again, we're dealing with corporate folks here, organizations and entrepreneurs, I wanted to throw this in because this applies to everyone. And this one's very simple. You might have heard it before. Maybe it's moved around. People have their own little whatever. What are the 4 steps to get anything to sell? No, what's number 1? What's that? No? Well, okay, so number 1, you have to get someone's attention. It doesn't matter whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, a billboard, radio, whatever. You have to get someone's attention. And what did I tell y'all earlier? Money follows attention. That's the first thing you got to focus on. This big old yellow thing got your attention. Probably 99.9% of y'all in here have no clue who I am, and it's cool. But you're going to remember this big ass yellow banner right here. Honestly, my grandmother used to say I'm cute. So I put a picture of myself, pero ya está viejita, so she doesn't even remember who I am now. But it's okay though, it's okay. So number 1 is attention. Number 2 is interest. Because you can get my attention. I could be driving down 35 looking for something to eat. The big billboard got my attention, but am I interested in Cracker Barrel's new fried chicken? So that's number 2, interest. The third one, desire. Do I have the desire to pull over and get some fried chicken from Cracker Barrel? Because I'm processing that in my head right now, okay? Number 4 is the action. Actually pulling in to go get the fried chicken from Cracker Barrel. But what I want y'all to do in between desire and in between action, put rational or irrational decision. And the reason why I want it in between there is because it's kind of a gray type of thing. Rational or irrational decision. How many of y'all bought something you know damn well you don't need? Raise your hand. Me. Okay. See, every day. You hear that? And unfortunately, as humans, that's what we do. We buy stuff that we don't need. We can't afford, because a lot of y'all think people are saying no based off of price. Price is the last thing that determines anything with a purchase, FYI. People buy nonsense they can't afford every day, okay? Trust me, I see people that are, they just started their business and hombre, they got the new 745i. Oh, well, my clients need to see me in this. I said, no, your clients need to see results. They don't care about your fancy car, but once again, what are they doing? Selling the perception that they're successful. And these people on Instagram and Facebook do that all day long. They're selling you a perception that their little marketing program, whatever, works. So, and the last one, of course, was action. The last one, this I picked up probably 7, 8 years ago. There's 3 ways to grow any business. It's very simple. But you'll be surprised at how many people have no freaking clue. But once you can categorize growing your business into 3 things, you will understand how much easier it is. What do you think is the first way to grow, or one of the ways to, because there's no particular order, FYI, one of the ways to grow your business? How many of y'all are business owners here? Okay. Word of mouth, marketing. What else? Trust, okay. But if you only have one customer and you have perfect trust, but you're not bringing anybody else in, it doesn't really help. See, what's that?
I said, you're not growing if you don't have trust. I mean, you got trust if you don't got one customer.
Yeah, it doesn't help. So number 1, you need more customers, okay? As simple as that sounds, you will be surprised at how many of my clients say, oh, we're so booked, we don't need any new customers. My mother's a bookkeeper. Guess what she says? Mijo, the problem is I have so many clients, I don't need any more. Well, Mom, hire more people to get more people. Okay, so number 1, you need more customers. Number 2, increase their visits. Increase their visits. You know who's real good about this? Subway. You go to Subway one time and hombre, te están mandando every 3 days, free sandwich, free this. Do you get those also? Because they know you need to keep coming, you need to keep coming, you need to keep coming. If they can get 1 million customers in a month to come one more time per month and spend $3, you do the math. You do the math. And if you have a restaurant that has $7.99 plates or whatever, you can get someone in to spend $7 and you get, I don't know, 2,000 customers per month. Imagine everyone coming just one time, one extra time per month. You do the math, okay? Number 3, the transaction has to go up. The transaction has to go up. I had a dessert business for 4 years. I learned this. Oh, why am I selling the pecan pie to this guy for $3 when I can get him to bring the whole family and spend $18? Oh, let me rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So number 1, more customers. Number 2, increase the visits. And number 3, increase the transaction size. That's all it is. And once you simultaneously, even if you get 2 of those going really good or 1, you'll start seeing results. And you will be surprised. And once again, I was not clear. I won't say there was no clarity, but it's the same thing. I was not clear on how to make this happen until I started dealing with business owners and studying business and actually opening and running a business. You can read books and watch YouTube videos and this and that all day long, but if you're not actively implementing anything you learn, it's never gonna, it's like imagine going to college and getting a PhD, get this and that, and you get it and then you don't get a job. You're just sitting on all this information that's doing nothing for you. So now that you got those, I call this my marketing blueprint. Once you go to HamidYaz.com, you look at the Meet Hamid section, and you see everything since 06, 07, you will understand how I comprise it all to this. Because here's a little something for you. Let me see what time it is. Cool, 11:05. Here's something I learned. It doesn't matter whether it's LinkedIn, that's going to come and go. Facebook is going to come and go. MySpace, what was the other one? Yahoo, Messenger, AOL, Snapchat was hot for a while, then it went down, Twitter. All of these things come and go. She gave an awesome presentation on how Facebook works. Take advantage of the information she gave. Because in 5 years, you got to milk it for what you can now, because in 5 years, Facebook might not be the thing anymore. Okay? TikTok. Have y'all heard of TikTok? Look into TikTok. Bigger than, put it like this, Facebook had to start a thing called Lasso that they haven't even really pushed yet to compete with TikTok. Look up what TikTok is. And if you have kids that are realistically 20 and under, they're more than likely on TikTok. And there's even people of our age that are on TikTok because they just have nothing to do when they get home. So they do these stupid videos or cool videos or fun videos, and they're on TikTok. So, and these are in no particular order. There's 12 of these, okay? So you can go to all the marketing workshops you want. You can go to this, go to that. That's fine. Once you start getting these 12 and really look at them in your own handwriting, that's why I didn't give handouts, you'll see how valuable they are, and they're timeless. Because radio is going to come and, well, it did. I was buying media in 2010. I started a production company in 2009, 2010, doing commercials, doing this, and then I was telling them, the radio's dying, TV's dying, and all the people that had the restaurants and the this and that for 10, 15 years, what do they say? No, that's how we made our money. Yeah, but that's how you're going to lose if you're still in love with radio. I was buying commercials on, what, BET, MTV was about 20 bucks, FYI, prime time. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. BET was $15, prime time. Lifetime was 30 bucks. This is 10 years ago. Now they're probably giving them away for $5. But how much attention, remember attention, how much attention is actually on commercials? Oh wait, there's DVR, there's pre-record, there's blah, 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 comes and goes. So, number one, don't aim to be the first, but the best to do it. Don't aim to be the first, but the best to do it. How many of y'all have heard of Tiff's Treats? Okay, the majority of y'all, okay, cookies, delivery. Well, in 2001-ish, 99, 2000, when they started, there was no Favor, there was no Grubhub, there was no this, there was no that. So what happens? They dominated for so long, and I might actually use them as an example with a lot of this stuff because it's local. So what happens is, when you have no competition, guess who's going to keep winning? The only person that's doing it. But now you have Favor, and you know these platforms that might take 20%, but check this out. You don't gotta pay for the insurance on your vehicle, your company vehicle. You don't gotta pay for your employee. You don't gotta pay for benefits. You don't gotta pay for gas. So if you have, and I see this in Austin, in Cedar Park especially, all kinds of bakeries, and they're not competing with Tiff's Treats. It's so easy to compete. They're just scared. No, they're so big. Yes, we know they're, where's Laura, that was just giving the presentation earlier. I've been to her office. Her door is here. Tiff's Treats corporate office is 20 feet away. Literally 20 feet away. But it's so easy to compete with them, but do not be scared that, well, I'm the little guy. Doesn't matter. The next one, secure a plan for copycats by innovating. Secure a plan for copycats by innovating. How many of y'all have a product, service, or maybe a brick and mortar that people have copied you? How many of y'all? Nobody? What do y'all do? Well, I know what you do now that I got the, by the way, they gave me the glam look. But what have they copied?
Well, they tend to do what you do, you know.
Okay.
So,
And hairdressers, there's 10,000 of them here.
innovative that I do, people tend to copy it.
Yep. So here's the thing. People do business with three reasons why they'll do business with you, let's say as a hairdresser. They like you, they trust you, and they respect you. That's it. Because if you're a hairdresser on Facebook, and do you live in Austin? Where do you live?
In Austin.
Okay. There's probably 5,000 of y'all, being honest, right? So how do you stand out? What are you doing? Go ahead.
What I do, well, it's my work first,
Okay.
quality of work, and the way I promote myself.
Okay, so that's a good thing right there because a lot of people don't, they say, oh, I have so many people, I don't need new customers because I'm just so busy. You're busy right now. I used to do events at, what was it called? On 183 and Anderson Mill. It's a big salon that they have like 200 or 300 people there.
Sola,
What's it called?
Sola.
No, not Sola. It's a big one where you rent suites and booths.
Yeah, Sola is, they rent,
No, I think it's another one. I think it's another. Anyways,
Grapevine.
now I can't remember the name. I went once a month and I sold my desserts over there. But everybody was in competition with themselves because the majority of them, they were hairstylists. So you have 200 hairstylists in one location. What do you got to do? You got to break through the noise and get to your client. And more than likely, guess what? If there's 200 suites being rented in one location, guess what's going on? Everyone's marketing, more than likely, in the same area on Facebook and Instagram. So how do you get someone's attention? Number one, how do you get their attention on Facebook? For them to come to you and walk by everybody else's office and go straight to see you. How do you do that? That's what I'm saying. So that's why you have to learn these certain things. So if someone's doing what you're doing, how are you innovating? And you could be a real estate agent. If there are real estate agents in here, guess what I hate to see on Facebook and Instagram? Tan sentados like this in an open house. They've been there, nobody showed up, and they got the cookies, and they're like, hey, y'all, we got cookies. Coming to the open house. But of course, the algorithms that change and this and that, they might post it at 10 a.m. You might not see it till 4 p.m. and they're gone. Everybody does the same thing. That's why everybody gets the same results. FYI. The next one. What word or phrase do you own in your category? What word or phrase do you own? Stop and think about it. Everybody that has a business here, what word or phrase do you actually own socially? Tips Treats, we're going to use them as another example. They have cookie delivery. Who in their right mind would compete with Tips Treats? Nobody, because you got to be crazy to compete with Tips Treats. But the entrepreneurs, if some of y'all are entrepreneurs in here, you are crazy. Because you're like, screw a job, I'm going to go do my thing. Screw making 18, 20, 30 bucks an hour. I'm going to go do my own thing. So you're already nuts. You're like me. You're crazy. And it's okay. Because let me tell you how you compete with Tips Treats. Very simple. They own cookie delivery or warm cookies delivered, right? That's pretty much their tagline, what they're known for. When you see a picture on Facebook or Instagram of Tips Treats, 90% of the pictures, what are they? What is it?
Stock photos?
No, not okay. Wait, like if you post a picture of Tips Treats, let's say your husband or boyfriend or whoever sends you Tips Treats to work, and you're, oh, mira, que Tips Treats, and you take a picture. What are you going to post?
The cookies?
The box. The box that says Tips Treats with the blue ribbon on top. Because Tips Treats has built the perception that they're the top tier cookies. By the way, they're probably the only known cookies being delivered, especially in Austin. I don't know San Marcos. I don't know how many of y'all are from here or Austin or whatever city you come from. Tips Treats is like the shit over there, okay? But it's also the perception that they've created that they are. So all these women that get their husbands or boyfriends or Sanchos or whatever to get the Tips Treats delivered to their work, they want the whole world to see Tips Treats. But guess what? They don't show pictures of the cookies. Rarely. It's the box, the blue ribbon, the logo. That's what they want you to see, okay? So this is how I would compete, because Ron, this is how I would compete with Tips Treats. If I were to do a company and use Favor to do my deliveries, Favor I believe is like an 8-mile radius, get 1, 2, 3 commercial kitchens, depending on how it is. Then you can, because some of y'all just don't do baking from home if you're trying to get big, get 2 or 3 commercial kitchens, and then you now have 24 miles covered. That's, if you're in Austin, that's practically all of Austin. Tips Treats, Tips, like Tiffany, Tips Treats. A company from Dallas over the past couple of years has given them probably close to $50 million of funding. That's why they're opening up left and right. This is all public information, by the way, okay? We also deliver cookies. They just look better. We also deliver cookies. Wait till you see inside the box. And I got a whole video on this on YouTube. Just look up Hamid Yaz on YouTube. I got a whole 10-minute video just on that alone. How to compete with someone like Tips Treats. So you're saying, okay, we know Tips Treats is the king or the queen, but we're competing with them, but now you're getting in people's heads. But ours look better. What do you want people to say in their head? What did I say earlier? That's right. When I had my dessert company, out of a trailer, I was selling warm cookies con cajeta y nuez and marshmallows y this and that. And people would come to my little food trailer next to a convenience store to get my cookies because they say they look, number one, they look better and they taste better. than Tiss Treats. I was going to Restaurant Depot and buying them for 20 cents, the dough. And then I said, wait a second, I can sell dough. So I was going to Dollar General and I was getting 3 for $1, little containers. I was literally getting the dough out of one box, putting 12 in there. So you're looking at $2.40, whatever it was, $2, $3, not even $3, and selling take and bake. Football season, Thanksgiving, take and bake, where you want my cookies, but I'm only open 3 days a week, scarcity, by the way. And I would sell people cookie dough. You can either get this or you can get that. Why not get both? Oh, you didn't pre-order? I got you covered with this. I'm still making 200-300% profit. Do you see what I'm saying? The next one, maybe you need to start a subcategory. Maybe you need to start a subcategory. How many of y'all here own a business that you own the category that you're in? Nobody. How many of you have opened or started a subcategory for the business you currently own or are in? Good example. She's not in the room. Laura's, the girl, I forget what her name was. She's right here. I had a workshop with a girl named Lisa J in Austin. I was presenting the workshop. I invited Lisa to come out. Lisa J has over 100-something thousand subscribers on YouTube, tens of thousands on Instagram. Facebook is all maxed out, whatever. She's a white girl that puts on makeup. Okay, that's all she does. And I'm not saying it like that's all she does, but she's very good at what she does as an MUA online. But guess what she said? She said, there's thousands of girls like me on YouTube, which is very true. Now, check this out. Let's say, for example, she is an African-American woman, okay? Let's say she has daughters that are 12 and 13 years old. And let's say their skin tone is a little bit darker. Do you think I don't know, y'all tell me. Do you think they might be watching a pale white girl put on makeup? Or would they say someone that looks more like me and has a skin tone of me? Because there's Hispanics that have dark skin also. So what I'm saying is that could be a subcategory. An online, the MUA with a YouTube channel for teenage girls of darker skin tone. And you don't have to say black. You know, you could be Cuban, Hispanic, whatever it is. It doesn't matter where you come from. We're talking skin tone. So now, the güera with the pale white skin, she now got pushed to the side. And now the subcategory, this MUA focusing on teenage girls with darker skin tone. If you guys have daughters, 12, 13, 14, 15, who would you rather have them watch? Do you see what I'm saying? That's a good example of a subcategory. Because there's thousands of MUAs out there. If you're a real estate agent, maybe starting something for only first-time home buyers. And then you might even want to break it down even more and say, first-time home buyers that are minorities. Because you have to, and this goes to branding, which is a whole nother topic, but today we're focusing mainly on marketing. Your ultimate goal of branding, I'll just throw it out there, is to become the first or the only person that comes to mind. That's it. Everybody gets pushed out the way, and you got to be the first. And brand, write this down since I'm talking about that, and we'll get back to the marketing. A brand is 3 things: reputation, consistency, and expectation. That's all it is. Reputation, consistency, and expectation. If I go to Walmart, I know what to expect at Walmart. If I go to Whole Foods, I know what to expect at Whole Foods, consistently. The next one, don't join a race to the bottom, it sucks. Don't join a race to the bottom, it sucks. Let me tell you why. H-E-B and Walmart, they're fighting with each other every day. 68-cent Roma tomatoes, 79-cent this, 74 cents this. All they're doing is boom, 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 boom. That's all they're doing. Depending on the business that you have, how are you staying out of the race to the bottom? Because when you're in the race to the bottom, you're going to lose regardless. You're screwed either way. Do you want to win it or do you want to lose it? If you're playing, you're screwed. If I'm a marketing advisor and I charge X amount and I'm like, well, so-and-so is charging $80 an hour and they're getting way more many clients, and I bring my price down to $75 an hour. Who lost? Me. But if I innovate with value to my clients and I give them more, people are going to say, wait a second, Hamid's currently underpriced, by the way, at $125 an hour, but he does this and this and this and this and this. No wonder this guy's only $80 an hour. Think about that, especially when you're cutting hair, or doing hair, I'm sorry. The next one, build authentic yet strategic and transactional relationships with key people. Build authentic yet strategic and transactional relationships with key people. My good friend Leslie from Univision in Austin, okay? I started going to Univision, doing my little 2-3 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Get really cool with Leslie. She says, she texts me one day, Hamid, can you help me with my business? Well, chinga, I didn't even know she had a business. She's on TV. I know her as the Univision person in Austin. She has a relationship coaching business. I didn't know that. Okay, cool, let's sit down. We sit down, we talk, I help her, boom, boom, boom. What do you need, Leslie? I got you, we're on text. She's a key person to have a good relationship with because she's connected. And there's so many people here alone, here at TAMACC, that can change your life forever, but you're not going and doing the handshake. And that's marketing yourself. Because if you can market yourself with whatever you do, and this person knows somebody that needs that certain product or service, and you are the first or the only that comes to mind, who do you think is going to get that phone call for that service? You guys. Because you're getting to the right people. The next one, stop selling the product and sell the perception. Stop selling the product, sell the perception. We talked about that earlier, but I know some of y'all weren't here in the beginning. You're selling the perception of what you do. Yes, you hire me, I give you the results. Whether it's a church that you're going to, whether it's a restaurant you're going to. The next one, assess all factors of why the campaign did not meet expectation and go again. She gave a good presentation on something like that. Because you can run a Facebook ad. If you don't know what the hell you're putting on Facebook, then it's not going to work for you. So you have to put something on Facebook and say, okay, why didn't it work? Oh, wait, I put too much text. Oh, wait, it didn't get anyone's attention. Oh, wait, it wasn't even targeting the right people. I have a client the other day, we're sitting down. She had, for 10 years, she's had a music school. In probably 1 minute, I asked her, who's your target market? And she goes, well, you know, we're going for the parents. And I said, okay, what percentage of your people are white? This is Cedar Park, by the way. As she said, oh, a very low percentage. I said, okay, what percentage are, because I already know what I'm getting at. I said, what percentage are foreigners? She said, 90% of my business is through foreigners. Indian, Asians, Middle Eastern. Cool. So, if 90% of your business is from foreigners, you need to market to foreigners. If the white folk are barely paying you, go to the mosque. Go to H-Mart. Go to the Asian market. Set up a piano. You know, this is a little bit more tactical stuff that we talked about. Get with them to sit down and just play the piano. Have a little kid that's 10 years old that looks like them. Get a little Indian kid to sit down, playing Beethoven. Because those parents are going to get jealous that their kids are that kid is doing that and not them. And it's a lot easier when you're very accessible because you have your cards or whatever on the baby grand in the mosque. The next one, cut up your content for multi-platform use and archive for later. Cut up your content for multi-platform use and archive for later. This one's very important, especially for 2019 and beyond. Because by the way, in 10, 15 years, everything is going to be virtual reality, this and that, all crazy. But for now, take advantage of video. You have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, the top 3 players depending on where you're marketing, okay? Some of y'all are very more professional. There might be publications that you use and such. But for the most part, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you're here, if Orlando here, by the way, if y'all need someone that does video, he's really badass. He's one of the producers on my show, so just FYI. If he's taping me right now, let me tell you what a typical person does. They get one thing, they put it all on everything. Put it all on Facebook, put it all on LinkedIn, put it all this. It's okay to put everything on there, but not the same exact clip. Get 1 minute, put it here. Get 3 minutes, put it here. Get 2 minutes, put it here. Use a screenshot as a meme. Do this, do that. Chop it up 20 different ways so you constantly have content. My friend Danny Trevino, he's an actor, getting real popular now. He was on my show. His episode is actually, go to YouTube, and I got him on the Heat Tank show. And he said, there's times where it's going slow. What does he do? He posts a picture or a video from a casting call or from a shoot he did 3 months prior or 2 months prior. So he's constantly got content. The typical business owner says, well, we don't know what to put on Facebook, so we're just going to put something every so often. And then here's the other mistake. They give it to the kid that's making $18 an hour, or making $15 an hour, 18-year-old kid. That kid's trying to hook up with chicks on Instagram. He's not, no, I'm serious. He doesn't know what to put. You just say, well, you're on Instagram all day, put something about the business, and he has no clue what to put. So she's a Facebook person. If it's Facebook, older crowd Facebook, younger crowd Instagram, really younger crowd TikTok. And you can easily put hashtag ATX, hashtag Austin. The next one, position yourself to become omnipresent. Position yourself to become omnipresent. And what I mean by that, good example, how many of y'all are tired of Thomas J. Henry? Put your hands up if you are. Everybody, right? No, hombre, you turn on the phone and, God damn, there's Thomas J. Henry. You turn on the TV, Thomas J. Henry. You look on the radio, Thomas J. Henry. I Googled him one day. Hombre, he spent $10 million to do a party in San Antonio. $10 million he spent. Get Mario Lopez, get Maroon 5, get all these people just to flex and just to stunt on everybody because he can. But here's the thing, he's omnipresent. Now, when you're at smaller scale, you might be a one-person team, you might be a three-person team, you might not even have the resources to run ads everywhere. But focus at the minimum, the big three. YouTube is, depending on what you're doing, YouTube is a big one. When you go to HamidYaz.com, you look at the Meet Hamid, I had my millions of views on YouTube 12 years ago. Orlando knows. He was working at a TV station, and I said, shoot, get everything from the internet, put it on TV. But now it's different, because now there's 1,000 people doing what I do, or really 100,000 people probably, doing what I do on YouTube. So how do I break through the noise? Okay, because 12 years ago, it was easy to get millions and millions of views because there was no competition. Nowadays, but everybody can marketing advisor, marketing consultant, and MUA, and blah, 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 blah. And everything you do, depending on who's here, everything you guys do, there's probably 1,000 people at least doing it on YouTube already. You just think you're the best. Okay? The next one, who is your who? Who's your who? Good example. Who is your who? Basically, like who's your target? Who's your real audience? If I have the music school and I'm trying to target people that are going to pay me to keep their kid in because 2 other corporate franchises just opened up within 3 miles that are music schools, and I'm like, okay, I look at the numbers, 90% are Yazdanpanah, que la 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 la, whatever, Middle Easterners or whatever, I need to focus on them. Those are my who. Those are the people that I need to get on board because they actually pay. They pay and they keep their kids on this stuff, playing piano, rather que Fortnite, que whatever, Roblox and Fortnite and all this other time wasters. The next one, and this is the last one actually, then we can get into questions. What is your educational contribution of your industry to the public? What is your educational contribution of your industry to the public? Let me tell you exactly what I mean. I am putting videos constantly on YouTube. This show right here, Heat Tank, is all about marketing, branding, and strategy, where I'm bringing numerous business owners and we're talking about their business. That's all it is. Heat Tank, that's all it's about. Driven, I'm getting movers and shakers and putting them. It's a really nice set. If you look on LinkedIn, by the way, Hamid Yaz Yazdanpanah, like Las Campanas, something like that, you'll see a screenshot of Driven. Really nice. JR was actually on the episode. It's coming out one of the episodes. It's coming out in October. So I'm strategically, what did I say earlier? Get key people and build those relationships with them. Because imagine if somebody from Univision or somebody from the acting community or somebody that has 7 restaurants in Austin happens to they love the interview that I did on them and they put me on their LinkedIn. They put a clip of it on LinkedIn. Guess who just saw who I was? All of their people. What's number 1? Get their attention. Who the hell is this guy? Number 2, I'm kind of interested. Why would so-and-so from so-and-so go on this show? Now they desire. I'm curious. What did they do? Number 4, convert to an action. Easy. That's all it is. I'm strategically doing this, but at the same time, I'm putting out content, whether you pay me or not. I'm putting out stuff on Facebook, putting stuff out on Instagram, putting stuff out on YouTube that can help you grow your business. And it's free. I don't ask for anything. I'm not selling a book. I'm not trying to get you to sign up for some course or whatever. Eventually, I'll do an audiobook, but not yet, because I need to get enough eyes on me first so they know who the heck I am. So those 12 alone, and by the way, the ultimate goal of marketing, what do y'all think is your ultimate goal of marketing? This is the last thing. Okay? What's that? Customers. Okay. What's that? Okay. Really, the ultimate goal is to have them come to you. If let's say this is the law office of blah, 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 and I'm knocking on their door. Hey, I'm a marketing advisor. Okay, this and that. Okay, hire me, hire me, hire me. Who has the leverage? Them. Who's the desperate one? Me. Who negotiates better? Them. Because they have the leverage. If I say I'm X amount of dollars per hour, and they say, well, we've never heard of you. Well, this, well, this, well, this, well, that. We'll give you 50 or 60. They win. I lose. But if you have people coming to you, when people used to come to the food trailer, they'd roll up, drive 30 minutes across town. We want this. They don't care how much it cost. The churro, cajeta, cheesecake with the this and that on top, we want this. I got their attention. I got their interest. I got their desire. Rational or irrational decision, doesn't matter. It converted to the action that got them to the food trailer. So now, when the regular piece of cheesecake was $4.50, but I'm selling the fancy one for $6.50, limited 3 days only, they don't care. They just want it. So have people come to you to where now the negotiation rate is very low. That's how I got for y'all. If y'all apply those to everything you do from now on, you'll start realizing how your business will change. Even within your organization, you could work at Target and be a store director. It doesn't matter. It's the same concept. Okay? Now we have, 10, 15, 20 minutes for questions. Anything you have, don't be shy. Deep dive and grill me. Let's go. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm in real estate, and I honestly get frustrated because every time I come up with a slogan or with a catchy word, next thing I know, they're copying.
Okay.
And then next thing I know, everyone's doing or saying the same thing that I.
Okay.
I know I was first because I go to a lot of these events, so I get ideas.
Oh, no, you know you're first or you think you're first?
Well, I think.
Because there's people in other parts of the country.
In my neighborhood.
Okay, perfect.
In my area. So I come and I bring something from somewhere else.
Okay.
And then next thing I know, everyone's doing it. I get frustrated and I quit. And I'm like, nah, forget it. I don't even want to brand myself. I'm even embarrassed to brand it because I feel like, well, everyone's doing it now. I was the first. I, probably was doing it for like a year before everyone starts using my slogan, and I just give up.
So
What's your advice? I mean, because that seems to happen a lot in probably in every business.
well, let me tell you, the first thing is you're on the right track. And number one is because if people are copying you, means you're popping. Okay?
Right.
Just straight up. If they're copying you, means you're good enough that got their attention that they're like, who the heck is she? Oh, wait, let's do that.
Yeah.
But here's the problem though, you gave up too early, you threw in the towel. And what did I say? Hold on. Let me go back to what number it was over here. The rejection part, number 2, don't take rejection personal.
I wasn't here for that.
Okay, that's where you missed it. See? Don't take rejection personal. Get over it, okay? There's people all day long, okay, I'm going to tell you this, saying, who the hell is Hamid? Who the hell is this guy? No, I'm being honest with you. He thinks he this. He thinks, and they could have been a marketing consultant for 10 years. I had a good example. I had a marketing, she was a HR lady. And we're talking, and she said, she did HR for a corporation, now she's doing her own thing. And she goes, well, how do you have the time to do all of this educational contribution stuff? How do you do this? How do you do that? I go, let me ask you a question. What time do you shut it off? She said, oh, I'm done by 4. I go, there's the problem. You want to win bigger than anybody else? I'll go 20 hours a day if I need to. I will edit video till 5 in the morning and then be up at 7 a.m. if I need to.
Yeah. I know that discipline and all of that.
But here's the thing. You don't believe in yourself enough.
Well,
Is it true, though?
it's true, because I consider myself an expert
Okay.
in real estate. I know real estate. I strategically.
That's what you need to tell the world on a daily basis,
That's
though.
what I don't go out there because I'm camera shy as well.
That's another thing. So here's the thing.
I do not like being publicly seen. I'm one where I hide behind the scenes.
Yeah.
People notice me, but I know that if I would come out, I would be more noticed.
Exactly. So
Extremely shy.
So here's the thing, okay? You're a beautiful woman. It'll be easy for people to have eyes on you, okay? That's number 1, okay? Attention is number 1, okay? No, I'm serious.
Like,
Well, then you're not going to make any money because what did I say earlier?
I'm making money.
But you're not going to make more money.
without attention.
No. Here's the thing, though. Money follows attention. When you become the what's her name? Yvette, I think from Royalty Austin. We were at a thing, 2018, $2.86 billion worth of sales. Royalty Austin. She used to be, I think she was a school teacher, was her story. We're at the Austin Country Club through the Westlake Chamber that I'm a member of and blah, blah, blah. I heard her story. I was like, wow, almost $3 billion worth of sales. Does she need to be in every YouTube video? No. If she has a team of 500 agents, she can easily get the best person. When you're, I don't know how long you've been doing it or how big your team or whatever is. Okay, is it just you for the most part or?
Me, well, I used to have a team, now it's just down to me. And
It's okay. Whether it's you or go to Fiverr. Has anybody heard of Fiverr, by the way? Yeah? Okay. If you haven't, Fiverr, you can get someone to do videos for you. White, black, Hispanic, Spanish, English, Russian, whatever. It doesn't matter. 20, 30, 50, $100, depending on what you want, and get them to be the spokesperson. Because if you're making money, just invest it into something you're comfortable with. I wake up, and I'm going to shamelessly tell you this also, okay? I wake up every day and tell myself I'm the best at what I do, okay? Because guess what? Nobody else is going to tell me that. Because nobody wants me to be the best. Especially if it's in your industry, they want to be the best. You think they're going to tell you, man, you're the best marketing blah, blah, blah I've ever heard. And then they walk out the door, man, screw that guy, blah, 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 blah. Who does he think he is? I've been doing this for 12 years. I've been in real estate for 15. Who's this young gunner that came out and got these videos on Instagram and Facebook because he or she is getting the attention that you could have, but you're shy. So I'm not saying it's because you're shooting yourself in the foot, but you have the opportunity. I think, I'm not going to say it's because I don't want to say it like that. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, but you just have to say screw it and jump. Jump out the plane with a parachute. Just go. Just get over it and just go. Because every house that's sold, or I don't know if you're commercial or residential. Okay, every house that's sold is a house that you could have sold. That someone else that has more attention is getting. Any other questions? Anything?
You said video, guys who do videos is
Fiverr.com. Yeah, and once again, you pay these people, but they don't get the money until the work is completed. So don't think the little dude in Pakistan is going to run off with your $10. Okay? No, I'm serious. Because they can do, if you don't know graphic design, and good example, I got a friend, well, in Austin, she's been graphic designing for over 10 years. I said, why are you doing all the work? And she said, what do you mean? I said, why are you physically doing all the work? And she goes, because I'm a graphic designer. I'm like, dude, you go to Fiverr, you get the kid in China, Pakistan, India, wherever, pay them $10 or $15 to do the flyer. You charge your 40 or 50 locally, you give the job to them, give them an extra $5 for the rush. In 24 hours, you got the work completed. You didn't have to work on it. You made $30, $35 profit. And you didn't even touch the work. So now you can get multiple people overseas, because it's all digital. You get multiple people overseas to do 5 flyers simultaneously, and you can bring on more clients. And she's like, well, I never looked at it that way. I said, Dr. Dre, the producer, he doesn't produce all the music he puts out. He has a team of producers, but his name is stamped on it. And it's the same thing with so many organizations. You go to Thomas J. Henry Law Firm, you think you're going to get Thomas J. Henry to represent your fender bender? But why did you go to Thomas J. Henry? He built this perception that he's the greatest thing that hit San Marcos, San Antonio, Austin, blah, 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 wherever it is. Marketing is a battle of perceptions. That's it. And if you guys are, whether it's camera shy, whether it's a confidence thing, I'm serious. Because I don't know who makes what, who has what, I don't care. To me, everybody's the same, okay? Because I deal with people that have multi-million-dollar contracts that they're trying to franchise their business, and I'm like, in 2 minutes I realized, you need to sell the app that makes the business easier. Why are you trying to franchise a paint company? Paint companies come a dime a dozen in every city of the United States. Don't franchise that. Franchise the tweak to, I think Trello was the name of it. Franchise the tweak to Trello that you designed and paid your guy $300 to design, because that is what's valuable to contractors all over the country. Plus, there's licensing fees that you charge them. That's it. That's all it is. And they're like, oh, I never thought about that. To end it, have y'all read the book? Because we have a mix of corporate folk and entrepreneurs in here. One of my favorite business books is The E-Myth Revisited. Has anybody read it? Okay, who hasn't read it? Be honest. Perfect. This book will change your life. Let me tell you why. It takes the technician, it takes the manager, and it takes the entrepreneur, and it separates them. Let me tell you what the problem for a lot of us, when I met Bobby Johnson, the founder of BET, this was probably 7 years ago, through Rise Global was the organization at the time. I don't know if they're still going. When I met Bobby Johnson, I heard him talk, and then we talked afterwards. He said when BET first, 80, 81, 79, whatever it was, early 80s maybe, this was the problem. He says, we had money, but not enough money. Turner, I think, was a guy that dumped a couple $100,000 into him, whatever. He said, I was mopping the floors, I was holding the camera, I was an actor, I was this, I was that. So, you guys, depending on what you're doing, you're the technician. Let's say you do tattoos. You're the tattoo artist, and you're like, man, you're badass, you win all these awards, blah, blah, blah. Say you open up a tattoo shop. Well, great, now you have 7 tattoo artists that you have to manage. Oh, wait, now you have to grow the business as the entrepreneur. But wait a second, you were just a really good technician. So now how do you wear all 3 hats? Think about it. How do you wear all 3 hats as the technician, manager, and entrepreneur? That book, The E-Myth Revisited, will totally change your life. Highly recommend it. The imagine every day, like E for every day. The E-Myth Revisited. Okay? I don't like books myself. I dropped out of high school. There was nothing in high school for me. I literally dropped out of high school. I went from Bowie High School to Crockett because they were breakdancing at Crockett. I'm dead serious. I'll tell you my truth. I went to Crockett High School because they said, hey, bro, they're breaking. Oh, for real? We get credit for it? Yeah, your parents have to sign a waiver. Cool, vámonos. Let's go to Crockett. Let's go breakdance. But as I got older and I got interested in business, I started researching. I started studying. Even if you work in an organization right now, this is where you are, maybe, or maybe you're right here. But how can you get to here? It's all about marketing and branding yourself. That's all it is. There's entrepreneurs and there's intrapreneurs. If you plan on staying at Cisco forever, if you plan on staying at Oracle, that's fine. Do your thing. But learn how to market yourself to where they come to you when something is needed, and the second, the branding one, to where you become the first or the only one that comes to mind when that position is available and it's on the website. Okay, the position needs to be filled. That's it. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes afterwards. If anybody wants to talk one-on-one, a little bit more personal, you don't want the whole room to know, that's totally cool. But I really appreciate y'all. I'll be back at, I think, 3:45 in room A, doing how not to lose in business. That one's totally different than this one. And especially for you high rollers, that's something you definitely need to go to. Yeah, appreciate y'all.